Welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kujobaka. This evening, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana has announced that it will hold an emergency monetary policy tomorrow, July 17. This was captured in a notice issued by the Central Bank earlier today. More in this report.
This might be the second time the Bank of Ghana has revised the date for its Monetary Policy Committee meeting this month. Last week, it had announced a change in the date to the end of this month for the gathering for members of the committee. At that time, it was linked to the fact that the date was clashing with that of the mid-year budget review by the finance minister. So for some, it was interesting that the date has been moved again to this Thursday, July 17, 2025, whilst the policy decision will be announced on July 18, 2025. Sources say the Bank of Ghana now believes that the data about the economy and monetary development should be made known to the public now. This actually breaks the convention, or call it tradition, where the Monetary Policy Committee meeting is held after the mid-year budget review. But is the Bank of Ghana going to respond to the current pressure for policy rate cut? Well, the reaction has been mixed based on our engagement with some of the members of the Monetary Policy Committee. While some are for a rate cut to respond to the current market development like the inflation reduction, others think that they should still wait for a while. The IMF in its latest staff report is pushing for further policy rate tightening, especially at the time that it has also revised its end-year inflation rate target to 8% from the previous target of 12%. Inflation currently stands at 13.7%, so one is not sure whether the policy rate will be cut from the current 28% or maintained.
Chief of Staff Julius Debra has called on Ghanaians to support the government's research agenda as he launches the Boardroom Governance Summit aimed at promoting effective governance and leadership in the country. According to him, the current direction and practices in the country needs a new focus to champion growth, curb underperformance, and control corrupt practices, among others. More in this report.
Boardroom governance, according to organizers, is the system of rules, practices, and processes by which a company or organization's board of directors make decisions, oversee operations, and ensure accountability. This summit, launched by the Chief of Staff, however, is expected to gather such directors and discuss ways of improving their governance and administrative structures. Government anticipates that this summit will provide valuable insights and inspiration, enabling boards of directors of public institutions to make informed, strategic, and profitable decisions in their respective institutions. According to him, the John Mahama-led administration will refresh every sector of the country's fiber to facilitate growth and profitability. He charged all institutions to support the National Boardroom Summit to tap into the shared good practices.
President Mahama intends that all the things that we've been doing, where we feel we are relaxing, we should reinvigorate it. And so we are mindful that various institutions are having orientation programs for their board members. But we encourage a lot of people to take part in this national summit, where synergies will be drawn, where good lessons will be learned, where others will share international good practices, which will enable you run your board effectively. Then I want to assure you and ensure the whole country that the president supports this initiative, and whatever it takes us to make it succeed, definitely will do.
During the launch of this summit, the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, believes good governance is the cornerstone of trust and confidence, which makes institutions attract investments, hence the need to support the research agenda.
In line with government's 24-hour economic program, the Social Security and National Insurance Trust SSNIT is optimistic about leveraging its virtual branches across the country to significantly boost compliance of contributions. SSNIT's virtual branches are designed to provide convenient and accessible service to employers and contributors, making it easier for them to comply with contribution requirements. Speaking to Joy Business at the employers' breakfast meeting today, Director General of SSNIT, Kwesi Afre-Baini, said the aim is to increase the current compliance rate from 60 to 90% by the end of the year. More in this report.
The virtual platform will enable users to perform various transactions, including registration, contribution payments, and benefit applications from the comfort of their own offices or homes. By leveraging its virtual branches, SSNIT hopes to increase compliance rates by making it easier for employers to register and pay contributions for their employees. Speaking to Joy Business at the Employers' Breakfast meeting, Director General of SSNIT, Kwesi Afrebainin, said the increased accessibility and convenience of its virtual services will encourage more employers to comply with contribution requirements, ultimately boosting the scheme's coverage and sustainability.
We're targeting to take compliance to about 90% between this year and end of next year. And we believe it's possible because over the last 5 years, we've moved from about 60% to close to 80% today. So we are pretty confident that if we continue these engagements and get it right and provide the convenience that makes it easier for people to be compliant, we can scale above 90% within the next 24 months. What we are seeking to do is to scale that to the next level, where you have a virtual branch manned by people. So today, for instance, somebody dials into our data center and requests for things to be done. At that point, that person picks the information and relies on the existing departments or branches to give you feedback. The strategy now is that let's have a fully compliant virtual branch, where once you dial in, there's somebody who is readily available to serve you and to give you a quicker feedback.
Chief Executive of the Ghana Employers Association, Alex Frimpong, pledged their commitment to support SSNIT to achieve its targeted contribution rate of 90%.
Times are changing, and it is very important that SSNIT also change the way they interact with employers and also the contributing public. So the digital innovation is quite impressive, and I would urge everyone to make sure that they visit the sites and they transact business with SSNIT seamlessly. The whole world is moving into a digital economy, and SSNIT must make sure that once employers get used to the digital platform, they work it in such a way that it will enhance the interaction, it will enhance the technology, and also it will enhance the contribution and compliance.
The Employers' Breakfast meeting was on the theme strengthening employers' compliance for a sustainable pension scheme through digital transformation.
All is set for the 11th edition of the APSA UPSA Law School Quarterly Banking Roundtable, scheduled to take place tomorrow, July 17, at the University of Professional Studies. The topic to be discussed is Ghana's legal tender, monetary policy, and the rising cedi. Gertrude Amoko Ama is the coordinator of the APSA Bank UPSA Law School Quarterly Banking Roundtable and has been speaking to Joy Business.
Very significantly, and like you did observe, our special guest of honor, as well as the keynote speaker for tomorrow's event, is none other than the Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama. We'll also be joined by Mr. Adolf Bega, who is the Executive Director, Strategy and Operations at APSA Bank, and also Mr. Yao Apia-Latte. Yao is a Financial Advisory Partner and Africa Infrastructure Lead at Deloitte, Ghana. The discussion will be moderated by Madam Emmeline Afio-Fosu, who is a Corporate and Investment Bank, who is with the Corporate and Investment Bank Division at EcoBank PLC. And with this very stellar cast of panelists that we have put together, they'll be discussing issues relating to the significant changes that we have, or the significant appreciation that we have experienced with the Ghana cedi, and how all of this is happening within the context of, evolving monetary policy dynamics and also shift in economic policy. So we are all set for tomorrow. We look forward to a very wonderful discussion.
Tax consultant Francis Timoboy has welcomed calls by the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, on government to reconsider and reduce some of the existing taxes on petroleum products. Speaking to Joy Business, Francis Timoboy emphasized that government must ensure that taxes collected are used for its intended purpose, which is to fix the energy sector debt and also increase crude oil production.
It's going to, increase the pump prices. Currently, the taxes in there is close to 3 cedis, 27 pesos. So what that means is that government is going to get around 4 cedis, 27 pesos of every liter of fuel that you buy. And that is quite significant. And like the CEO said, they are going to pass it on to consumers. The fear is that today we are paying around 12 cedis, 13 cedis per liter. If the other variables in the pricing changes, and I'm talking about the price on the world markets and also the cedi stability, if we are unable to sustain it, then what that means is that a liter of petrol will even cost more than what we used to pay. So that is the danger, and for which reason I heard the COPEC saying that government should review some of the taxes, because today if the Middle East starts doing their thing again and crude prices goes up, we'll be paying somewhere 17, and that will not be good for Ghanaians. But crude prices are the easiest way, because everybody consumes it. And if you're looking for money in the short term, these are the areas you look out for. There are other long-term measures which we've seen the Ghana Revenue Authority, implementing. For example, the modified taxation. At the end of the day, it's money that we are looking for. And for me, the major one which we need to fix today is the energy sector crisis. You realize that since 2015, when we introduced some of these taxes on, petrol prices, we haven't been able to fix it. We keep rolling it over. And today we are seeing the 1 cedi being introduced, and Ghanaians are paying close to over 4 cedis in fuel prices. That is quite a lot. But we can't also sit down for the energy sector to collapse. Let's be bold and fix the energy sector whilst looking for money elsewhere to do other things.
And to some other stories, after years of hostilities between industrial trawlers and artisanal fishers at sea, sanity is expected to be restored over the Fisheries and Aquaculture Bill. The bill, once passed by Parliament, will see the inshore exclusive zone extended from 6 nautical miles to 12 miles in sync with the 2022-2026 Marine Fisheries Management Plan. At a media briefing in Tema, the fishers tell Joy Business the incursions at sea have led to loss of lives and require urgent attention. Kwame Yanka has more.
This call comes as Parliament considers the new Fisheries and Aquaculture Bill. It supports the push to expand Ghana's inshore exclusive zone from 6 nautical miles to 12 nautical miles. Artisanal fishers, women fish processors, traders and industry workers say the proposed extension follows years of stakeholder consultations and is backed by scientific evidence. Greater Accra Regional Chair of Canoe and Fish Gear Owners Association of Ghana, Ruben Jefferson Okanse, revealed that over the years, industrial trawlers fishing illegally close to shore have destroyed marine habitat, reduced fish catch, and damaged the livelihoods of coastal communities.
There has been a lot of consultation over there, just 5 years down the line when we'll be talking about this extension. And industrial trawlers have done a lot of havoc to our industry. Lives have been lost over the years, in some of these transactions. So we are pleading that this bill this time, as it is Parliament, it shouldn't last for long too much. Within the shortest possible time, they must be able to facilitate it so that they can pass the law. We are saying the 12 nautical miles is enough for them to do their transaction, so that their contest with us, as far as the small pelagics are concerned, will be a thing of the past. We really want Parliament to facilitate this bill for us so that we can have our peace and do our fishing.
Chief Fisherman Tema Wudum Ni Ashite Odamite is calling for strict enforcement of the law as done in other African countries.
Those nearby countries, they are getting fish. But if you come to Ghana, we are not getting fish because such countries, they abide by the laws. We cannot go and use monofilament or the undersized meshes. The exclusive zone they have given to, they abide with it. But if you come to Ghana waters, oh no. The foreigners are doing what they like because there's nobody who can catch them. And the penalties on them are not huge. So they're not afraid. If they come, you can sanction them. They will pay.
Meanwhile, leading figure in the area, George Ajetitaria, says the tussle between the trawlers and the canoes is robbing the fishers and their dependents of their livelihood.
So imagine before you go, they have come to take everything at our exclusive zone. What are we bringing home? Now it means the whole crew and their family, they are going to starve. And this area, the protected area, that is where the fish breed. And at times, a lot of complaints come from our fishers. When we are going, normally, they do come to this exclusive zone in the night. They come and take everything away. The other ones that they don't like, they freeze it and later bring it to come and sell it here.
The fishers say protecting the inshore exclusive zone is not only a conservation move, but about food security, social justice, and economic survival. The fishers have urged the Speaker of Parliament and MPs to adopt the exclusive zone extension in the national interest. Kwame Yankes reports for Joy Business.
That's all for Prime Business for tonight. I am Pius Kojobaka. We have more for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Prime Sports is next.